Hi, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Together We Can Ottawa, an initiative I did to reach out to the community to spread a positive outcome using the social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Before we start, I want to share this video with you.
We believe a place can change your life. An established university with proud scholars, chairs, and award holders, where students are prepared for real-world jobs, to critically think and change the world. With unique programs you won't find anywhere else, a place that values collaboration as much as competition, with national varsity sports teams, and home to Canada's 11-time CIS champion men's basketball team. With over 1,000 research projects underway, more than $55 million in sponsored funding, and over $42 million in scholarships and bursaries awarded to undergraduates and graduates alike. A place like no other. Carleton University, Canada's capital university.
So we're with an intro to Carleton University, a university here in the capital of Canada, Ottawa. So in general, back in early March, as colleges and universities are scrambled to prepare for the government shutdown orders for the COVID-19 pandemic, that brought many changes to our life, to the way we live our life. We also made changes to our study plans for the future. This disruption of student life and academics has led to much uncertainty among the students and their families also. So while universities continue to protect the health and safety of and well-being of their students, faculty and staff, and broader community also, they also support Canada's critical needs in this time, especially in the crisis, by mobilizing human resources, infrastructure to contribute to the local efforts to stop the spread of COVID-19, while at the same time contributing to the national and international research efforts to find a vaccine. Across Ontario and in Canada in general, universities has finalized plans for the upcoming year, 2021, for the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. So in this session tonight, we'll address information and updates about Carleton University Pandemic Plan 2020. Tonight, I'm honored to be joined by Dr. Benoit Antoine Becon. Good evening, Dr. Antoine.
Hi, Tarek. Great to see you. Thanks for having us tonight.
No worries. And also we have Susan Blanchard, the Vice President. Dr. Benoit is the President and the Vice Chancellor of Carleton University. Also tonight we joined by Susan Blanchard, Vice President, Students and Enrollment.
Good evening.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Good evening. And also we are joined by David Hornsby, Associate Vice President, Teaching and Learning. Hello. Hi, David.
Hi there.
Good evening, Benoit, Susan, and David. Thank you for being our guest tonight.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Benoit, with the uncertainty over the COVID with the uncertainty of the COVID pandemic, and the situation is changing on a daily basis, which promoted some Canadians to post their secondary institutes and to reconsider their plans again. So generally speaking, about the situation right now, is the Carleton University open?
That's a great place to start, Tarek. Yes, of course we're open. And in fact, it's important to note that we were never closed. And there's something really incredible about that if you think about it. When the pandemic accelerated back in mid-March, within 4 days, we were able to transition all our operations, including all our courses, from in-person into an online virtual environment using technology, which we would not have been able to do 5, certainly not 10 years ago. So 31,000 students depended on us to finish their semester. Almost 6,000 of those students needed those courses to graduate, and we were able to rally and save the winter semester. And I was so proud of our community. You know, that there's a misconception sometimes. People think that universities are traditional or slow to adapt. They can't react to changes. Well, it turns out it's not true. Universities have been adapting for hundreds of years, and we can move quite rapidly. So yes, we're open, but
Great.
for the health and safety of our community, and I think it's also a matter of equity. We've decided to take our courses, our services, and our operations online. And I would invite everyone to have a look at our website, where it's very clearly detailed how we've transferred our courses, our services online, which of our buildings are closed and which ones are open. Just to give you one example, we've been able to reopen our library to welcome students safely into the space under social distancing measures.
That's great. That's great to know that. Benoit, so how about the fall 2020 semester term? Is it affected?
Yes, it's affected. We thought it was important to make a decision early on. And back in April, we were one of the very first universities in the country to say, this pandemic is not going away. There will be second waves, and for the health and safety of our population and for the health and safety of people in Ottawa, we need to go online. So we made that decision very early. That means that throughout the summer, we were able to prepare great courses. We were able to adapt our services. And that means that students were also able to plan accordingly, to make the decisions in their lives that they needed to make in order to take our courses online successfully. And let me tell you, I look at what's happening now in the United States, where people plan differently. People tried to bring people back to campus, and it was a disaster. So I'm really happy, both for health and safety reasons and for academic reasons, that we made that decision and that we made it so early. And by the way, we've already confirmed that winter 2021 will be online in much the same way. So our students can plan for the full year. Our professors and staff can plan for the full year. And I really do think that is the best way forward. I'm immensely proud. Let me end there. I'm immensely proud of our faculty and staff and how they've been able to adapt so quickly. It's been a lot of work, but the resilience, the flexibility, the compassion that our community has shown has been incredible. And let me also honor our students and their decision to continue their studies through the pandemic. We have just as many students as we did last year. That means students decided in these disrupted times that the best thing that they could do was to pursue their studies or to start their studies. And I think that really is to their great credit. A university degree as we come out of the pandemic will be more important than ever, and our students will be well positioned to thrive in that context.
That's great. That's great to know that. So as you said, fall is going ahead and winter will be online for the next year, 2021. So David, hi. So can you share with us how Carleton University have adapted courses so that they can be safely delivered online, as Dr. Benoit said?
Sure. Really happy to talk about that, Tarek. And I think, this is a really great story, and it speaks really nicely, I think, to the culture at Carleton University, where instructors, pay a lot of attention and care deeply about their learning environments and making them a meaningful experience for students. Since the arrival of the pandemic and our pivot online, our teaching staff have just been incredible. They've been creative, they've been thoughtful, they tried to deal with all sorts of difficult circumstances, not just complete the term, but then prepare for a summer and for a fall, and have done it with a huge amount of grace and elegance and thoughtfulness to their pedagogy. And so I really just, hats off to our colleagues at Carleton who have done this. To support them, the institution, and particularly sort of the area that I'm involved with, teaching and learning services, have done a number of things to try and help our colleagues adapt, to help our students adapt as well. For example, we ran a whole series of workshops over the summer that addressed various elements of online learning and online teaching. In fact, we ran between March and the end of August, we ran 228 workshops, which is just an incredible number if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we had lots of participants. We had over 2,000 participants in those workshops. So people were treating it very seriously. They got involved really early on and then sustained it throughout the whole summer as they prepared for the fall term. We also engaged our students in this process too. And one of the really great things that has emerged from the whole summer has been what we call the Students as Partners program. And so what we did is we brought students together to work with faculty members to develop their courses in an online space. We had over 190 projects from this year alone that have brought undergraduates and some graduate students as well together with professors to design their courses. And that's really cool. And I have to say, just a little plug for Carleton. It's the largest program in Canada. And I think that's something we're really proud of.
Yeah, that's proud to hear about that.
I'd be remiss to say, we have had a number of other things too. We've had the Shared Online Projects Initiative, where we actually partnered with the University of Ottawa. So we brought colleagues together between Carleton and University of Ottawa to develop common resources. And I think this really speaks to the spirit of collaboration, of cooperation between our institutions of higher education.
That's great. That's great to know. It's like really that's make us more proud about the university. So Benoit, just like, as Carleton and other universities, there is always being events being on campus, like sports event, like other social events or something. So is there plans or like these events being canceled, or will they still take place during 2021? Oops, 1 second. Yeah, sorry, the mic was.
From the very beginning, Tarek, we put health and safety at the top of our priorities, and for live events, we thought the risk of community transmission was too great. So by and large, there's no live event on the Carleton campus at this time. But I think we're finding a lot of other ways to connect with our community through virtual events and even internally virtual coffee houses or social events, which are great. A good example, on Tuesday, we're going to launch our new strategic plan, and we're doing the launch virtually. We have 500 people signed up for that virtual launch, which I'm not sure we would get in person. So I think people are hungry for connection, and that works really well.
More accessible.
Of course, at Carleton is convocation, and we made the decision at this time to postpone it. It's not canceled. It's postponed, and we hold the hope that in the relatively near future, we'll be able to celebrate our graduates.
That's great. That's great. So all this information, like for students, you can I think on it's available on the website, Carleton University website.
It is.
That's great. Susan, how are you? The mic, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Susan. So how many positive COVID-19 test results are there on campus, and how many Carleton University? How is Carleton University protocols or preventing the spread of the virus?
So we currently have 5 individuals, and they've tested positive for COVID-19. And these are the individuals who've been on campus in the last 14 days, within the time that they've been on campus and they tested positive. And that's really important in terms of understanding who has been on campus and preventing the continuous of the spread of COVID. So to be able to do that, we've put many different mitigating measures in place. We're constantly talking and looking at the Ottawa Public Health and the guidelines there. One of the things we've done is we've implemented a mask policy in line with the City of Ottawa bylaw to ensure that everyone understands on campus what they need to do in terms of wearing masks. We are looking at building access has been restricted with only very limited individuals accessing the campus for specific needs and functions. And then we have some publicly available accessible buildings. But within that, we've also done many enhanced cleaning protocols as well. That's just the name of a few of the mitigating measures we've put in place.
That's great.
But also for Carleton, it's really a question of the community. So we really are communicating a lot in terms of our community of how to prevent the spread. Basically, it's wear a mask, stay 2 meters apart from each other, isolate yourself if you're feeling unwell, and really exercise frequent hand hygiene.
That's great. That's great. So, like, generally speaking, it's perfect for controlling the COVID cases on campus. So, Susan, as we know, universities have like Canadian students and international students. If, for example, I am an international student and planning to come for the fall semester and to come to Ottawa for the campus, so what should I do as an international student?
So there's a lot of information that's available, and the university has a website to try and get as much information out. So the government of Canada has put in place some emergency measures, and that requires mandatory 14-day self-isolation of all persons entering Canada, even if they do not have COVID symptoms. And so all these students need to ensure that they understand that when they are going to arrive in Canada. We also, any university-related incoming and outgoing international travel has been suspended, including from the United States, and to ensure that we have proper mitigating measures. And also, temporary residents and international students should really continue to monitor how COVID is going to affect their immigration, refugee, or citizenship Canada processes, specifically updates to the travel to Canada and changes to the immigration program delivery. For Carleton students, our international students that are coming and thinking of coming to Ottawa, our International Student Services Office is really there for up-to-date, and they can really contact them to get any information on how they can come to Canada and how they need, before arriving into Canada, have a quarantine plan.
That's great. And like with the term being online, it made it more accessible for them, like in case traveling is difficult during the pandemic situation right now.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of international students with everything being online, and that's some of the decisions that we've made, taking it into consideration for the full year to make sure that our international students have access to all the classes also.
That's great. That's great to know. Thank you, Susan. So with the mandating use of face masks in many indoor public spaces by the City of Ottawa and Ontario and Canada in general, so, Benoit, do I need to wear a mask or face covering when I'm on campus? Or like, is there some specific locations that I should wear a mask?
Yeah, the short answer is yes. That's an Ottawa bylaw
exactly.
for public spaces. So you do need to wear a mask when you come onto campus. It's one more protection when you come onto our campus. The first one being that there's much less people on campus than there usually is. At this time of year, usually you could have 30,000 people on our campus. Now it's de-densified at about 2,000 people on campus. But still, you're asked to wear a mask in all publicly accessible spaces. For our faculty and staff, if they're into their office, for example, by themselves, they can take the mask off. But even within office buildings, if you can't respect the 2 meter social distancing or physical distancing, then you do have to wear the mask. It's health and safety first.
That's as you said. So in case like a student forgets his mask, which he shouldn't now in these days, so will Carleton University provide him with a mask or a face covering at least for his like class or something?
Yeah, great question. We do give masks. All students in residence receive masks as part of a personal care kit. We've distributed the masks, Carleton branded, to our faculty and staff as well. And all our new students received a mask as part of their orientation package. You know, you usually get a sweater and the Ravens swag. And this year,
show us.
Show us. I thought I would
exactly.
It's pretty cool because it's Ravens branded. So we have you covered for masks.
That's great. Like it's a very nice initiative from an administration perspective. With getting to the end of our session tonight, I would like to ask Benoit if you have any message that you would like to forward to students, to parents, to the community in general.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Listen, these are unprecedented times, unsettling times. It can be stressful. I think I'll use the opportunity that you give me to speak to mental health and to the need to self-monitor very carefully. It's not unusual to feel a measure of anxiety or stress. What I would say to students, but also to faculty and staff, is that people should not be afraid to reach out, to seek help, and to help each other. These are difficult times, and only by sticking together and helping one another are we going to get through this.
And together we can.
Together we can. I love the title of your podcast. That's brilliant.
Thank you. Susan, so do you have any message that you'd like to share it with the students, with the parents, with the community?
So we're already thinking about fall 2021, and we really are looking at any students and prospective parents and prospective students to say our recruitment team is there, virtual events, COVID or not, we're visiting schedules on campus. So we really plan also to have in-campus tours with, of course, appropriate mitigating measures to kind of see the campus. So look at, in terms of our website, we have a virtual tour so you can see the campus also. And we're really excited to meet with all our new prospective Ravens and their families virtually as they prepare to think about post-secondary education for fall 2021.
That's great. And hopefully COVID will disappear and everything will get back as before.
Yeah.
David, so do you have any messages you'd like to share with the students, with the parents and the community?
Well, look, I mean, I think, we're operating and we're living in extraordinary times, and we fully appreciate that, this isn't the most ideal of circumstances to be learning and to be going to university. But I have to say that I've just been so deeply impressed with how our colleagues at Carleton have adapted in the current environment and have sought to make their courses accessible, equitable, and meaningful for their students. And I think, there's lots that we're learning from this moment. There's lots of challenges that we still have yet to face. But I think, if anybody's out there considering about university and thinking about learning online, give Carleton a good look, because what's been going on at our university is just incredible. And our faculty have done an amazing job at adapting and trying to make the online space really engaging and fun.
That's great. Thank you. So at the end, I would like to thank you very much, Dr. Benoit. Thank you very much, Susan. Thank you very much, David, for the great session tonight. It was a pleasure having you as guests tonight.
It's for us to thank you, Tarek. It was great, and really, I want to really commend you for this great initiative. It's been fantastic to get to know you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Good night. So Ottawa is seeing largest daily spike of new COVID-19 cases in the last 2-3 days. So please keep, I'm gonna add it 1 second. Yeah. So please keep the physical distance. Please keep wearing your face covering if physical distancing is a challenge. Wash your hands frequently and avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. So add that one. Thank you, Ottawa, for all your efforts. Thank you for the community for helping to slow the spread of COVID-19. I would like to ask you to stay tuned for upcoming sessions, and please follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. If you like our broadcast for tonight, please like, follow, and share it on your social media with your friends and network. I wish you stay safe, stay healthy, and good night.